Happy Chaos, the restorer of humanity, gunslinging broken messiah. Or as other people call him, some smurf with a gun. Chaos is quite a unique character, compared to some people like Soul Bad Guy, Axel Low, Sin Kisuke, or literally anybody else. And for one simple reason. The gun. This is because his entire kit revolves around the gun. But there is a caveat to this, as he has to manage two completely separate meters that he is 100% dependent on. And he's basically dead if he doesn't manage them properly. So I'm going to quickly go over the stuff you'll see on the screen and a little how the game works. Guilty Gear Strive is a fighting game, and every fighting game is typically a lot different from each other. In Guilty Gear Strive, you win by bringing the opponent's health bar to 0, or have more health than them before the timer runs out. But there are other things you need to know, like the green tension bar at the bottom is for Roman cancels, faultless defense, and overdrives, which are super moves. The blue burst bar at the top is for something called bursting, which when you use it while being attacked, you do a big shockwave that knocks the opponent away from you, allowing breathing room and to take back your turn. Guilty Gear Strive is a 4-button fighter alongside a universal button. These buttons are punch, kick, slash, heavy slash, and dust being the universal button. Each attack has its own properties and vary between every character. Something important to note is motion inputs. This is the system responsible for actually playing the game, like moving around and doing special attacks. These special attacks can be located in the command list so you can see what each character has available to them, and also the proper input for them. Every character has command normals, which are simple directions and a button at the same time. The amount of command normals vary between characters, with different uses and inputs. All characters have different special attacks, which is a big part in why everyone is different from each other, and the amount of specials also vary as well as execution of them. They can also do different things depending on each character. They can be a normal attack, change the way you attack, buff yourself, or mix up the opponent or replenish resources. Each character typically has 2 overdrives, and like special moves, do different things, but cost 50 to 100 tension, which varies between characters. Now that I went over raw basics, I think it's time to show you my journey of learning Happy Chaos. I'm gonna keep it a stack. This first week was like somewhat fun, but also kind of torture because I had no idea how to properly play Happy Chaos. And I put myself in ranked for a week straight for an hour every day. Which is kind of not good of an idea, but I don't know, am I a masochist for doing this? Maybe. But like, this is enough to make any man go insane. And like, looking back at this, I am so bad. I am not good at this character, especially during this first week. Like, oh my goodness, I suck. Like, during this first week, I just make so many mistakes that it's just sad to watch, you know? Like, I needed desperately a complete overhaul about how I played this character, because Happy Chaos is unlike any character I've ever played before in this game. He's just so, well, he's not that different, but he's really different compared to everyone else. Like, his heavy slash button just pulls out a gun and is something completely different to everyone else. So I needed this next week to just rework my brain and my hands to just know how to play this character properly, or else I would never make it past gold. Or silver, even, actually. I think I'll just let some of the gameplay speak for itself here, because this is just like... yeah, I had a rough first week. No. You guys
Be really funny, though.
Jimi Hendrix is a May player, guys.
Man. Brad, what did you say about me?
I just said anything about you. The hell you on about, boy?
Just know my brain is very tired. I went the entire morning without coffee, okay?
understandable. Coffee is good.
That doesn't help that the coffee didn't kick in on Halloween until much later.
I don't know why he does that. Are you serious? Even though I OC'd, I still don't go very well.
You're also not streaming.
Oh, I'm not? I am, but yeah, you're right.
As far as we know, you're not even doing your capstone.
There were definitely a lot of mistakes I made here during this clip. So, for a comparison, I'm gonna put up some actual pro gameplay so you can just compare how bad I am to literally anyone else. So this guy's like a top 3 best FPS player ever in the world, so I'm gonna show that.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Damn, I can't even lie, that was really good. So yeah, as of December 31st, that was the number 2 ranked Soul Bad Guy and number 3 ranked Happy Chaos in the world. Yeah, they're really good. So let's go to week 2 now, I think. That was good. This second week was just kind of like a mental health break, as I just desperately wanted to stop playing ranked, because I was just getting absolutely nowhere without like proper labbing, advice, and like actual practice. But I did actually have like a lot of fun just labbing and playing with my friends for the first time in a week after only grinding ranked, which was just terrible. I did do a decent bit of labbing with myself, but it was really just like practicing combos and familiarizing myself with Happy Chaos in general. But I'll put some footage on screen right now of my labbing so you can just see a little bit of what I was doing. But before I show you my labbing for a combo, this is the combo I saw and wanted to try and replicate it. Yes, it did get cut off, but I just wanted to ad-lib the end of it. During this time, I was more focused on pure fundamentals like combos, inputs, and pressure more than anything, so I didn't really do anything too extensive. And as the week of practice was ending, I was really excited to see how much I'd improved over the span of just 1 week, along with some, additional tips here and there. So let me show you how my next week turned out, and oh boy, was it a good week for me. This week went amazing, if you couldn't tell already. I went from Silver 2 to Gold 1 in like an hour, and was on a win streak until I hit about Gold 1. And Gold players compared to Silvers are definitely a lot better, as looking back at it...
Yeah. Alright, let's see if this brisket is balling.
No, they're not. they did forward slash on round start. Loser. Everyone knows 2H is... yeah.
Yeah, they were laughably bad. But after that silver stomping session, I had decided to just take a lap and refine my skills further with friends who are very good at this game. One of them, at the time of literally recording this line, like a week or 2 ago, has already made it to Vanquisher with May. So, yeah, he's pretty good. And as I was trying to play the game, whether it be ranked or against my friends, I often found myself getting frustrated quite easily by both characters being BS, which is a skill issue, and also my controller constantly disconnecting, which doesn't really help me in any way, shape, or form. So to show you how annoying my controller actually was, I'm going to provide you a clip, and every single beep you hear is my controller disconnecting from my computer for some unknown reason. Fun.
I didn't even need to
There, you got in.
Did not
There, he got in.
He needs it, guys.
Goodbye,
Don't you know?
controller. Goodbye, controller.
Rip.
Grab him, throw loose. This is fighters.
I just heard 5 separate beats in 2 seconds. Dude!
Oh my god.
If only you could hear what I... Oh my god! Jesus Christ. Oh my fuck. I'm just gonna move on to the next week now, as I don't have too much longer left on my video, and I'm sick and tired because it's 11:45 p.m. I'm going to bed.
Dad,
Yes, sir.
I have a confession.
What?
I'm sorry. I really am.
Son, I'm very disappointed in you. But as long as you're safe, that's all that really matters.
Thanks, Dad.
But one more thing.
Yes, Dad?
So somewhere around day 2 of this week, I get home from school, unpack my bag, walk over to my PC, and my dog shredded my controller, and I have never wanted to throw something out of a window more than right then. But honestly, this was kind of a blessing in disguise, as because now I have to get a new controller. So I did. Anyway, not much else happened during this week, as I hardly even played any Guilty Gear. On to week 5. Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! This was my last week of playing Happy Chaos, so I really needed to lock in so I could finish this whole project. But one thing to note is that when I entered this week, I realized that Vanquisher was just completely unreachable and highly unrealistic, which we also should have realized sooner. But I wasn't really just going to dawdle around, so I ended up changing my goal to at least reach Platinum, as I didn't get much time to get past that. The first few days went really well, and I was climbing up to Gold 3, and got to the start of the rank, and decided to take a break for a day or two. When I came back, I was doing decently well, and I made it halfway through Gold 3 and decided to call it a day. Since the day prior went so well, I thought today would have been a piece of cake. But the following day, I felt like I hit a brick wall and almost fell down to Gold 2 again. And the cycle kept repeating for most of the day, and at this point I thought I would have never made it to Plat. But I just kept digging, as I wasn't going to give up, because this was one of the few days left in the week I had before I would stop playing altogether, and start working on the rest of my capstone. So to calm down from being on what was probably like a 20-ish loss streak, I took a small break and then kept playing. Even after I calmed down, I still fought so many players who were just simply better than me, or actually knew how to play their character properly. I even fought some Plat players that just completely bullied me and I could hardly even fight back. So I was just praying for a miracle that I would somehow end up winning a couple games, just to get me at least a couple points over the threshold of Plat 1. But in order to do this, I had to change up my strategy completely, as mostly I would just win games by zoning out my opponent and they could do nothing about it, as they just didn't know how to get in properly. But people who did know how would just throw me around like a ragdoll and I'd lose almost immediately. So I had to force myself to get in their face and harass them by mixing them up with highs, lows, and the occasional grab. One thing that was helping a lot was 6k gun loops, and it's one of Happy Chaos's best block strings, which is what I do in the following clip here. How this works is when I press 5k into 6k on block, and then into at the ready, I'm frame trapping my opponent. This means that if they press anything that isn't invincible, they get hit. If they disrespect my pressure, like this Elfeld did, they'll get counter hit, which would give me a combo, but I dropped it since I'm still kinda bad. Learning this block string is a must for Chaos players, as this can be used as one of his main pressure tools, and it can keep your opponent guessing by changing 6k into 5d, as a mix-up can be valid. I do it again here as well. I do 5k into 6k into at the ready and shoot, but this time she respects it, which then allows me to repeat it. But you can't do at the ready if you already have your gun out, so during 6k I do 2h to put my gun away, then immediately follow up with at the ready and shoot. So I go again with 5k, but instead I mix her up with 5d, which is a high instead of 6k, and that wins the round. I would try and use that pressure string as much as I could, and it helps a lot, but it is a little difficult to get consistently. But as I continued to play into the end of the day, I kept fighting lower ranking players that were just feeding me my elo. So I did capitalize on that, which, yeah, sounds lame, but at this point I honestly couldn't care less. Not that there weren't still good players that I was beating. It wasn't that much of a cakewalk, but I eventually pulled through and made it to Plat 1. So here's my loud overreaction to beating a Gold 1 Faust and getting into Plat.
What is this rebeat type stagger?
Oh.
Probably.
Think about you doing.
Hey, yo, chill the fuck out, yo. You sitting there playing with...
I'm not playing this game anymore. 500 RP from one win? I think so. Finally! I'm done!
Hey, Perry, you wanna hop on Beast Form and help me real quick?
Yes! I would love to play Beast Swarm. I would love to play Beast Swarm. What did I learn from this? I definitely learned better fundamentals in defense, as with Happy Chaos, the only thing you can rely on is yourself. No reversals and no being carried by high health. But if there's one thing I truly took away from this, it's that Happy Chaos is broken and needs nerfs, because holy god, this may be one of the most broken characters in this game. Although this project was a pain, I would gladly do it again, as this was a lot of fun, despite the struggles. I genuinely feel like I've greatly improved at this game, and I'm proud of that, as that's all I want.